What's the most desperate cry for attention you've ever seen? So Madison was one of those people who couldn't stand anyone else being the main character for longer than 30 seconds. If someone got a new haircut and people complimented it, suddenly Madison would announce she was thinking about shaving her head for charity. If someone shared good news, boom, Madison would have some crisis that needed immediate attention. But the strangest thing was how often emergencies happened at our coffee shop job. Like, literally every time a customer complimented another employee or when someone got employee of the month, Madison would have some dramatic incident that required everyone to stop working and focus on her. Nobody connected it to Madison at first because she was always so apologetic about the timing. She'd be like, "I'm so sorry this keeps happening during busy times," while secretly loving every second of the chaos. The pattern became obvious when our manager announced that Jake was getting promoted to shift supervisor. Jake had been working there longest and actually deserved it. Everyone was congratulating him when suddenly Madison starts screaming from behind the espresso machine. She's clutching her hand, tears streaming down her face, saying the steam wand burned her. Everyone drops everything. Jake's celebration stops immediately while we all rush to help Madison with her injury. Here's the thing though, I was literally standing right next to her when it happened. Madison looked around to make sure people were watching, then deliberately grabbed the steam wand with her bare hand. It wasn't an accident. She burned herself on purpose, but she committed to the performance. She let our manager drive her to urgent care. She posted Instagram stories from the hospital about workplace safety and how accidents can happen to anyone. She got 3 days off work with pay. You'd think people would notice the pattern after that, right? Wrong. She just got more creative. During our store's grand reopening event, right when the local news crew was interviewing our top barista about her latte art skills, Madison suddenly collapsed behind the counter claiming she was having a panic attack. The news crew immediately shifted focus. Instead of featuring our talented barista, they ended up doing a story about workplace stress and mental health, with Madison as the star getting interviewed about her struggles. I started paying attention to Madison's episodes after that. They only happened when someone else was getting positive attention, and she always seemed to recover remarkably fast once the spotlight was on her. The final proof came during our annual coffee competition. This girl, Emma, had been practicing her signature drink for months. She'd perfected this amazing lavender honey creation that actually tasted incredible. The judges were clearly impressed and Emma was about to win. Right when they called Emma's name as the winner, Madison starts choking violently on apparently nothing. She's grabbing her throat, pointing to her mouth, making these horrible gagging sounds. Everyone panics and rushes over while Emma's victory moment gets completely overshadowed. But here's where Madison messed up. She was doing her whole choking performance when Mrs. Chen, the customer who's actually a retired EMT, stepped in to help. Mrs. Chen immediately started doing proper choking first aid, back blows, checking Madison's airway, preparing to do the Heimlich maneuver. The problem was Madison wasn't actually choking on anything. When Mrs. Chen went to check her mouth for obstructions, it was completely clear. No food, no liquid, nothing blocking her airway. Madison was still doing her dramatic gasping act when Mrs. Chen said loudly, "There's nothing in her throat. She's not actually choking." Everyone stopped and stared. Madison suddenly stopped choking and looked around confused like, "What? I feel better now. Must have dislodged whatever it was." But Mrs. Chen wasn't buying it. She'd seen enough real medical emergencies to spot a fake one. She quietly told our manager what she'd observed, that Madison's airway was clear the entire time and her breathing never actually stopped. Word spread through our small team pretty quickly. By the next shift, everyone knew Madison had been faking emergencies for attention. The manager had a long talk with Madison about workplace safety and appropriate behavior. Madison quit 2 weeks later, claiming the job was too stressful for her mental health. Emma finally got the recognition she deserved for winning the competition. Her lavender honey latte is now a permanent menu item.